The regulatory body for broadcasting, Ofcom, research from them shows that 2/3 of children are exposed to harmful content online, but only 16% actually report it.
So what can parents do to protect their children from danger? This is an ongoing challenge that every parent can relate to. Well, let's talk now to Simone Vibert, the head of policy at Internet Matters. It's an organisation working to try and keep children safe online. And Alice Hendy. Now, Alice campaigns for tighter online safeguarding following the tragic death of her 21-year-old brother. He sadly took his own life after looking at suicide forums and video tutorials. Terribly serious and awful story, Alice, that you have to tell us. And I want to bring you in, first of all, if I may, just to give us a little bit of context to all of this, because we all know how important it is to keep our youngsters safe online. But you, more than anyone, know how wrong it can go.
Morning, Isabel. Yeah, unfortunately, I do. My brother was looking at these websites, forums, having conversations with individuals who openly publicise and encourage self-harm and suicide. And so much more needs to be done to stop this happening to other families, because I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Well, first of all, we are so sorry that you have lost your brother and in such difficult circumstances. And, you know, everyone's heart goes out to you. Were you aware at all that your brother was feeling down, that he was having suicidal thoughts, or was this a complete surprise to you and your family?
There was elements that Josh was demonstrating to highlight that he might have been struggling. Of course, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But we didn't realise he was actually making plans and actively looking online to make plans really to end his life. So you don't know really what's going on in someone's mind. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and you certainly don't know what people might be looking at on the internet to make those plans. And so I've made it my mission now really to ensure that we can try to stop this happening from an online perspective going forward and protect people from this harmful content that exists.
So we want to know, Alice, how you have done that. You've made this your life's mission. This is an app or a technique called Ripple. How does that work?
So Ripple is a charity that I've set up in memory of my brother, Josh. It's a digital tool. It's a browser extension. And once downloaded, if a user then searches online for harmful content relating to self-harm or suicide, my technology would intercept that search, provide that person with a message of hope that things will get better, and then signpost them to a selection of different mental health resources designed to help them both now and in the longer term. And since I launched my technology with my amazing team of volunteers in September, so we're less than a year old, we've now had over 300,000 downloads of the technology. It's intercepted over 2,000 genuine harmful online searches relating to self-harm and suicide. And it's saved 24 people that we know of from taking their life. And that's come directly from those individuals themselves telling us. It's really easy to download. Yeah, it gives me a purpose, if I'm honest.
Well, my goodness me, there are 24 families that have you to thank personally for that. And, absolutely brilliant that you've been able to turn a personal tragedy into something so good. But I want to bring in Simone at this point because, this is one element of the harm that's available online, and this wonderful tool, lots of parents, I'm sure, will be instantly downloading Ripple, having heard that testimony from Alice. But there's no end to other pitfalls that youngsters can fall into, whether that be pornography, brutal stuff from very young ages. We hear most children see some form of violent pornography before they leave primary school now. Children. And whether that's people suffering with eating disorders going and finding harmful content there. So what more can be done?
Well, there's lots that needs to be done, and this is a shared responsibility between various people. Parents have a really important role. So something our research shows is that the more engaged parents are, the more willing they are to have conversations with the young people, the better experiences children have online.
So what you're saying, Simone, is it's better you as a parent bring up the subject rather than wait for the subject to come up. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. 9 in 10 children now have a mobile phone by the time they enter secondary school. So it has to happen early. It has to happen earlier than that. You know, children have, you know, they're playing on tablets from the age of 3, 4. So it has to happen early. What we would also say is there's plenty of benefits to being online, so it's really important to remember that, not just to take devices away, not just to restrict access. So have those open, honest conversations.
Oh, you see, this just resonates with me because I'm a mum. My kids love tech. They love their screen time. It's a constant battle for me because I'm old-fashioned and I want them to have a nose in a book and curled up in a window seat like it's something out of the 1950s. It's not the world we live in. But am I expected to sit down my little boy before he leaves primary school and bring up these horrible, nasty parts of society in the world and talk about it before... Am I really supposed to do that?
No, I think it's about having age-appropriate conversations at the right time. Think of all the risks that young people can experience in the offline world. You don't talk about the most serious things that can happen in the real world, in the offline world, from when they're age 4. So it's about having those open, honest conversations. On our website, internetmatters.org, we have loads of advice and support that can help you do that at the right time in the right way.
Simone, what I don't understand here is, do young kids, do they fall into this? Or do they seek these subjects out?
Well, I think it's a mixture. I think all of us, though, have probably experienced looking for something online and a pop-up comes up or an advert comes up and something that you weren't really looking for. So there's definitely an element of stumbling across. Children are also naturally curious and they look for things that they hear about. And so we have to sort of bear that in mind too. And also, if one child finds something, then they can sometimes spread that amongst the classroom. So there's a mixture of things here. It's really difficult for parents, it's really difficult to teachers, but there's support and advice out there.
So you sound very upbeat about it, and you know, you give me hope that we can sort of navigate our way as society through this minefield. But what, you know, do you think this online harms bill that's quite far down the line now of getting into legislation in terms of the government trying to tackle this, have they got the right idea? Are they going about the right way?
Well, this is a really important thing because what we think is that it shouldn't just be up to parents to keep children safe. Social platforms and online services, other online services have a really key role here. And this bill is all about trying to make platforms themselves more responsible for the safety of their youngest users. Build that safety into the platform rather than just having, you know, young people trying to protect themselves. So we think this is a really welcome step forward.
Seems quite obvious, but, you know, obviously not acted upon. Simone, good luck to you with your work and what you're trying to do. And Alice Hendy, founder of Ripple, speaking to us live from Portsmouth today, our condolences to you for the loss of your brother. But obviously he lives on in you and what you're trying to do. So thank you very much indeed.
Yeah,
good
we
talking
applaud
to you.
Thank you so much, both of you. Really appreciate it.
We're going to take a break there. Then we're going to be hearing from the boss of the supermarket chain Iceland, and he'll be talking about his plans to help you as a customer with the cost of living crisis. You may ask, what are they doing about it? We'll find out.